Hey gamers, welcome to Mace's Only Infernum. Psych! This is Flails. Calamity adds way more flails, and maces are already like a sub-thing of flails, so I think it's fine. And I thought that Infernum would honestly be pretty easy because flails are generally good. And there's really only one mace I wanted to use this entire game, but I'll explain that one later. Okay, anyways, I've got my wiki tabs open, the Terraria modded Discord on speed dial, all my quality of life mods, and my quality of life mods, so let's begin. Also, I'll explain what Infernum does later. And here are the rules. Oh, welcome to the beautiful world of Terraria. These shaders actually make it look so good, bro. Anyways, I get to open my starter bag and I get a bunch of pretty okay stuff, but I'm already focusing on my very first weapon, the mace. This is obtained from golden chests underground, so you can literally get it at the very start of the playthrough, and right now I can't hurt enemies any other way. I can also upgrade it immediately with 99 torches to make it into the flaming mace, which is like slightly better, so yeah, might as well go do that. But other than that, I just chop trees and make houses and all the other stuff you do. Okay, yeah. So after exploring a little bit of the surface, I think I got walled off by the desert and the jungle and the crimson, so it's just time to go straight down. And this is good, because I've already explained what I'm going for. There is another flail I can try and get this early in the game, called the, Givato Bloom or something, I don't even know. It's a modded flail, and it's just made with jungle ingredients and the jungle rose, which I can probably get by just throwing bombs and just being like, oh, whoops, I definitely didn't use mace there. No. Oh, dang it. This was not the mace that I sought. Nor was this one. And neither was this one. What the heck? Anyway, construction of the noob tower has begun, and it's time to go back exploring because I still need a weapon. Look at how sad this is. Life sucks when you don't have a magic storage. Trust me, I thought this was awesome, but I guess I didn't really say anything. Ha ha ha. Luckily, the jungle is known for being way easier than the underground desert, so I head for that right away. And before I make it even to the underground jungle, I get mauled to death by a bunch of enemies. Anyways, now I've constructed a beautiful noob monorail to get right to the jungle without having to go on the surface. And this is also way faster because I'm going to die a ton of times because I have no weapon. I'm going straight to the underground jungle with pretty much nothing. All I really need is the jungle rose though. Everything else will be pretty easy to get. Whoops! Oh, I'm such a klutz, dropping bombs like that. Anyways, yeah, this tree had probably nothing. I'm just going to cut ahead. Yeah, the jungle is very, very unforgiving, and I barely can get materials I need. Stingers are pretty easy to farm off those, useless little slimes. And even the maneaters are super bad to kill with bombs. And, of course, jungle spores don't even need to be killed by anything. So I'm really just looking for this jungle rose. Surely this Segoya place over here has a jungle rose. That's like the perfect spot for it. Also, of course, this chest didn't have a jungle freaking mace. What am I even talking about? Yeah, this is like the perfect spot for jungle rose to be. And lo and behold, there's not one. Yeah, of course there's not a rose here. But what's also weird is that there was a blood moon that happened, and for some reason the chat message didn't even show up. It just kind of happened. This is both good and bad because I need to kill jungle enemies, but it's also not that great because I have to blow up this house that I live in. I didn't die, but I was just peacefully escorted out. Anyways, I need to go back there though because of course I still need the jungle rose. And I think this is actually a good time to mention some really cool Terraria facts. Did you know that you cannot shimmer a nature's gift into a jungle rose? Like, that is the most obvious thing ever. And you know what's also pretty cool is that the jungle rose item that you get it from, well, there's actually a 5% chance to get it, and there's a 95% chance you straight up don't get it. So yeah, even if I find the right plant, there's a 1 in 20 chance that I actually get what I'm looking for. Isn't that just neat? Anyways, yeah, the rest of my jungle adventures, for at least now, was just running in and dying a bunch. I would occasionally get a couple of resources I need, but still no jungle rose. Luckily, I did find about a billion zillion nature's gifts, so that's nice. But yeah, there was actually an alternate method I could craft, I think it's a Calamity thing, if I had a red husk and a nature's gift, but I've never even seen one of those enemies either that drops the thing, so pretty much I just need to get lucky and find it. But I can also get it from the Dryad, so like after Eye of Cthulhu, you know, I can't really fight any bosses right now, so what even... While both of my operations did result in failure, I do need to go get a mace, so I literally kind of have to just keep doing this until I win. I decided to just try and go maybe dig down so I can get more loot, more life crystals, and other stuff. But yeah, look at that. I have like 300 life before finding a single mace. Or a single jungle rose, I guess. Actually no, I could find the mace in the jungle, so point still stands. Hey wait, maybe the Sky Islands will give me something good. No, the Sky Islands didn't have anything that useful either. But at least I was able to set up magic storage back on the surface. And I'm not going to show you the footage because it's really not that important. Yeah, look at this. Full golden armor and max life before even finding a single mace. Just my luck, dude. I didn't even find Hermes boots either, which is also something I kind of wanted to get, because Hermes boots are very good for the first few boss fights. Anyways, I have a plan C to get a mace, but I need to head to the sulfurous sea for something, and this will be important to the lore, so remember this. Trasher stacking is a strategy where you put a trasher and you like kill it, and then it will drop the angler, and then if the angler dies to another trasher, he'll drop the golden fishing pole. So yeah, the cheese Fargo mod gives me a recipe to make a mace with 2 golden crates, and like, bro, I just want to start the challenge. I don't really want to go grind some more. Yeah, now instead of grinding underground chests, it's time to grind fishing quests. And you know what, while that happens, I'm just going to put that in the background and blur it. I'm going to explain what bosses we're going to need to go after. So the first boss we can go after is obviously the good old classic Eye of Cthulhu. This will give us access to the Dryad NPC, who sells jungle roses in Calamity, which will allow us to make that better mace, whatever it's called. And if we go after the Desert Scourge, who is the first Calamity boss, and probably isn't that hard, we can get the Urchin Mace from him, and also get access to the Sunken Sea and all of its goodies. But these are both pretty hard bosses. And so, I don't know where I'm going with this. Yeah, we have to kill either one of those, and both of them will get us a mace. I decided to go tackle the Desert Scourge first, and set up a simple desert arena and a pylon, because I know I'm going to die a lot. Alright, let's go for it. Oh, this fight is so tough. You can see that all of his attacks inflict bleeding, and he shoots so many little sandballs everywhere, as well as some from the ground. His real hardest attack is this one though, the like sandstorm attack. Because if you're just unlucky, you're just going to get pelted by so many sandballs, and they do so much damage. But yeah, that's really most of the fight right now. It's just these couple attacks on cycle, but they're so tough. Yeah, this fight is pretty tough. I feel like I don't really do that much damage, but I also feel like this is just Master Mode, so he has way more health. Also, if you're wondering what those two bars do in the top corner, I'm not going to explain what they do because I can't find a place in the video to do that, but I think you'll be able to figure out what they do. Well, they both just make me do more damage, but they have specific conditions. Just watch the video and you'll figure it out, I promise. I decided to go for the Goblin Army because I'm getting absolutely packed by this boss, even though I have over 3,000 hours. And yeah, if I'm able to beat the Goblin Army, I can get the Goblin Tinker who can reforge all my gear to make it way stronger. Okay, well here we go I guess. Goblin Battle Standard acquired. Wow, that was super duper hard. Anyways, time to go look for the Goblin Tinker now, and I found him. What the heck? I also found this. Hey, I've got a great idea. Let's do this! Yeah! I also make this mushroom biome into a pylon area, because the Goblin Tinker will give me cheaper reforges if he's underground. Oh, come on. No! How did that hit me? That shouldn't... On me! Why? Yeah, this fight is really tough. I'm trying... Okay, what? What was I gonna say? Well, I'm going to, I need to get better gear, right? But I'm getting really close, and I thought I could probably do it, because I've been getting kind of close, but I just keep dying so much. So all I did was die for like 10 minutes, 30 minutes, hours, until Blood Moon happened, so I decided to do the Blood Moon for better gear. Oh, so many, no! No. Luckily, I managed to get quite a few shark tooth necklaces, which will give me a bit of armor penetration, and I now have plenty of cash to reforge them into warding or menacing. Maybe lucky. I don't know. Those are the big three good reforges. There are also a few other loot thingies I can do, like destroy this not underground. This is very much not underground. This above ground skylab for some useful potions and some materials that I can't really use yet, but they all look very cool. Take this, Desert Scourge. With my new gear, you're going down. Oh great, I've been sent to Terraria hell now. Well, this is actually quite useful for me, because the Calamity mod undid the Reaver Shark nerf, and now I can mine Hellstone before any bosses. So yeah, you can see where this is going. Full Hellstone armor, baby! No way, dude. Yeah, the Molten armor helps, but I still get packed up like a noob sometimes. So I just need to, Dude, I don't know what else I can say about this fight. I might just skip it till I win. I can't believe I'm getting destroyed by the first boss with full Molten armor. Anyways, yeah, I slept so I could try to fight Eye of Cthulhu, and this also didn't go very well. After this, I tried to go back to the jungle to get a jungle rose, but that just means I just wasted a bunch of time and did nothing. So, I have no idea while I'm doing this. I don't know what I'm doing in this, like, underworld laboratory. Why is there a laboratory in the underworld? Who's here? What the heck? There appears to be some strange ancient language written on this tablet that I cannot decipher. What the heck? There's an invincible crystal door. I also go fishing in the Sulphurous Sea for a really rare but super duper powerful item called the Abyssal Amulet, which is a great stumbling over my words. It's a great item for weapons that really suck because it makes all of your attacks inflict a debuff that does 10 damage per second, which is really good. So if you're using a horrible, stupid weapon, like doing a challenge run, you can use this item to boost your damage a lot. So, whoa, I have it! No! Yes! And multiple hours into the challenge, we finally killed our very first Infernum boss. This is pretty great, and I also don't really need the armor that he gives me. Literally the only thing I need from him is the Urchin Mace, which is kinda good, I guess. I mean, it's definitely an upgrade, but I don't know how much of an upgrade it is. I like how you like point your little hand out and then you shoot the thing. I think that's cool. Projectile was nice, I guess. It's pretty good. Anyway, now it's time to go down to the depths of the sunken sea to challenge the giant clam mini boss to rescue the Amethyst NPC so I can get another epic mace. You know what? I don't need that mace anyways. Instead, I need to go to the Crimson and build an arena, because for some reason, I think that fighting the Brain of Cthulhu is going to go better than the fighting the Eye of Cthulhu. Because I still haven't killed that boss either. Maybe I can at least take on King Slime. Wait, what's going on? Oh my god. No, get away!
You are a fool to challenge me!
Oh, how could one boss be so tough? Now he's shooting stuff at me.
All opposition will be destroyed!
Safe to say, I decide to fight Eye of Cthulhu. This boss really isn't that bad. And it's also weird that I managed to spell Cthulhu first try, but I don't know how to spell Sulphurous. He also appears to go into Phase 2 really early, and he has some interesting Phase 2 attacks, like shooting stuff everywhere, and doing that one hive mind attack that the death mode one, maybe it's the revengeance one, where he like flies in the circle and then dashes at you. It's really easy. Just because it's easy doesn't mean I win first try, but I do at least kill him within less attempts than it took me to beat the Desert Scourge. Now, Eye of Cthulhu himself really doesn't give me anything good, but that does mean the Dryad NPC will move in, which does give me the Jungle Rose, which is the item I need to make a Yveltal Bloom. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's just like a normal flail. It feels like the flails before they got updated. Well, now what? I guess Giant Clam. Let's go do Giant Clam. No way. They just knew it would be the hardest boss ever. Okay, the next boss I decide to face is Crabulon, who is fought in the Mushroom Biome. This guy is actually really easy, and I beat him in like 3 attempts. He might be the only fight that actually gets easier as you like progress, because he has one like Phase 2 attack where he like slams his claws down, but it just is not very threatening. It really doesn't do that much damage, and it's very easy to avoid. Yay. Yeah, he doesn't give me anything. He's really just got killed for completion. Okay, anyways, on to the next boss. I love boss rushing. It's time to fight the Brain of Cthulhu, and I try and make a nice underground arena, and I even do beautiful things like curving out or not curving out, what? Cutting off all the edges so it's a nice box so I don't get stuck on the jagged ends. Even with my perfect arena, this fight is still pretty tough. Not even the projectiles are that hard to dodge. Like, some of his attacks he just stands there and misses and just takes a bunch of damage. But there are some attacks where he'll just ram into you, and it's like, dude, you're not even using your like psychic powers for anything. You're just flying at me. It's not cool. And after I like die horribly, I do a little test and I figure out that he doesn't actually enrage outside of the Underground Crimson like I thought he did. So it's time to build another arena. But before I do that, there's one epically rare item I can get, but it's found deep underground, so I have to craft these like robot eye of ender things to go track it down. It's worth it, but it's kind of hard. Here we go, Draydon's Underground Lab. This hosts a very good item that I really want to get because it makes building arenas way easier. It honestly feels like a post-Moonlord drop. That's how OP it is. Oh, great. Look at this. The entire thing is flooded with lava. Anyways. Wow. After draining out all the lava in this thing, I can finally get my prize. And also a bunch of free asphalt blocks, because this thing is on asphalt. But I get the OreExcavator key, which gives me this ginormous drill mount that will just destroy everything. I can level mountains with this to make beautiful arenas. But yeah, I also get 45 asphalt, which seems pretty good. But I mean, that's certainly big enough to make like a huge track for. And it's just kind of like something nice to add to my arena, I guess. Now with my epic drill mount, I just go ahead and make a quick new arena in the Crimson, which I plan to use on Brain of Cthulhu and maybe Hivemind? No wait, not Hivemind, what's the other one called? The Perforator. Anyways, I pop all my buffs and prepare to fight the Brain of Cthulhu, now with a lot more room to dodge around. Brain of Cthulhu's hardest attacks are still the ones where he just flies at you. Even though he has all these dangerous projectiles, they're really not that bad to dodge. He also has one attack where he'll just like sit there and take a bunch of damage and not do anything. And also the Eternity Mode attack where he just like makes a bunch of copies. This fight is pretty crazy. And he also shoots Moonlord lasers because everything needs to shoot Moonlord lasers in this difficulty. Let's go! That was so free, actually. Why have all of my boss fights been like trades? Unfortunately, Brain of Cthulhu doesn't really give me that much good stuff. I mean, Brain of Cthulhu Fusion is pretty great, and it does become something amazing later in the game. But I mean, I can't really make anything because I already have Hellstone. You know. I might as well try and fight King Slime now. Anyway, next my plan is probably to do something dumb, but I think I fought Perforators next. Problem is, I don't really get a whole lot from any of the upcoming bosses, save for Skeletron. He's really tough. But dang it, the Perforators should give me some pretty good stuff for now. Just kidding, it's time to fight Skeletron. Or at least get the item to spawn him in, so I can spawn him in my other arenas. Because I don't want to build a third arena right now. Wow, this fight is really hard. Yeah, this fight is so hard, I don't even get, like, close at all. And my weapon is just not even good enough. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I get the meatball, I guess, from Brain of Cthulhu. Well, I get kind of far. The Uveto Bloom is way better, but as soon as I get to his next phase, I just die immediately. So yeah, I'm, like, kind of doing damage, but it's clear I need something better. But I mean, what else can I get something better? I need drops from Skeletron. Or do I? I don't actually get much from Skeletron, except access to the dungeon, and that's where all the loot is. And I can technically still get into the dungeon. I also try to fight Hive Mind. I try to fight Hive Mind. And honestly, the Revita Bloom is just way better than literally everything else I have. But god, this boss hits hard and there's a ton of projectiles and even drops like yucky evil goop on the ground. Which does a lot of damage. But yeah, I lock in and I don't die. I mean, wait, no, I don't lock in and I do die. One thing I also do to boost my damage and defense is head into the Crimson, or I had to check a bunch of Crimson caves, but I need to find the Crimson Effigy, which I think will boost my damage by 15% whenever I'm near it, at a cost of some reduced HP. But honestly, that is super duper worth, because damage is epic. Now, the two places I can go get cool weapons for my Mace's run are the Dungeon and the Abyss. And to get items from the Dungeon, I of course need to beat Skeletron, and in order to get stuff from the Abyss, I also need to beat Skeletron. So I'm kind of at a stuck here. There's not really many weapons I can go for. But I can still technically get into the dungeon, so that gives me an idea. But before I do that, I fight the Slime God for some reason, because this video is impossible to tell what's going on. Luckily, I very quickly find a way to sort of cheese him. Haha, stupid new boss. I'm sorry, Slime God, I didn't mean it. But he also kind of beats the crap out of me because I cannot hit him at all, and he gives me a million debuffs and shoots a million projectiles. There's a weapon in the Abyss that actually is a mace that does have homing projectiles, but, you know, either way I'm going to have to put that off for now. Luckily, when I take a peek around the dungeon, I actually find a golden key in a surface chest, which is extraordinarily lucky. I do immediately die to a bunch of dungeon guardians, but this gives me a plan. So I also begin tunneling on the outside of the dungeon because, yeah, if you couldn't tell, my plan is to go into the dungeon early and just rush in to open a chest and then get the loot. Because I don't actually need to beat Skeletron to get the dungeon loot, which is pretty nice. But of course I only have one key, so I gotta make it count. And if I don't get what I need, then I need to get another key. Which you can actually get from pots, and no enemies will spawn in the dungeon that aren't dungeon guardians. So yeah, I can only get it from pots, but it's really rare. Luckily, my drill mount actually makes it pretty quick to dig around the outside of the dungeon, and I quickly die again and then set up a house and a respawn point, so I can quickly run in and try again. Unfortunately, I don't get so lucky on my second dungeon chest, getting a stupid dumb magic weapon instead. God, those things are so lame. And not an epic shadow key, nor the blue moon, which is the mace I can get from the dungeon. Or like a shield or whatever it's called. That's pretty good too. Yeah, this is the game plan now. It's slow, but it'll work eventually. Now, unfortunately, I can't really make a lot of progress in the dungeon, as I need to, of course, break pots like I mentioned earlier. But I barely even get any keys out of pots. It's only like an 100 or a 1 out of 100 drop. And of course, I near instantly die. I can at least use spelunker potions to locate pots and chests inside the dungeon so I know where to go. But even then, getting through the dungeon wall already takes a lot of time, and of course, those guys will just instantly spawn in and kill me. I eventually just sort of like dig out around the dungeon like it's a giant fossil. And I even found this really cool giant empty room that really doesn't help me, but it looks cool. And yeah, I just have to like look for a spot that is peak and not get too close or I'll spawn the Dungeon Guardian. I need to look for pots. But even with Spelunker and my cheating zoom out mod, I can barely even see anything on the inside. I have this idea to like use beehives to like, I'm pretty sure you used to be able to do this where you could just like put these things down and they would like take up the entity cap, but it didn't work. It was a dumb idea. I shouldn't have done it. It was a big waste of time. After checking the outside of the left side of the dungeon, I decided to dig around to the right side and start making a spawn point over there to go check. Avast. Do ye see it? A wooden chest, which are guaranteed to have at least one golden key. Gimme, gimme, gimme! Luckily, I can make use of auto pause, which is a pretty unknown feature, which will pause you while you're in menus, and I can quickly grab the chest, and then the game will auto pause, and I can look inside and take everything I need. And I get some golden keys. I get 2 golden keys actually, which I think I got one from a pot if I like saw that correctly. Ooh, I want this golden chest. Let's go. Cobalt Shield is actually a pretty mythic pull, if I do say so myself. I mean, obviously no knockback is really nice, but not a Shadow Key, not a Blue Moon, so I need to go get one more. Now, I've got to be careful with this golden key. This is my one chance to open a good chest. So, you know what, I got to keep it safe. I'm going to put it in this lovely little flesh chest and save it for later. Oh no, my team auditor crashed. Let me go back into the world. Yeah, if you don't know what I'm doing the multiplayer crash glitch in order to give myself a bunch of free golden keys so I can go open as many chests as I want. Yeah, with 16 golden keys, this is probably enough. I return back to the dungeon to go get my shadow key, because in the underworld there is a very nice mace. And right in here, nope. Oh, dang it. Okay, and this one, are you serious? Oh my god, come on, I totally clicked that. Let me set up a spawn point. Dude, are you serious? Yes! Also during this adventure, I mapped out the entire dungeon. Luckily, after my very first shadow chest, I finally found the item I was looking for. Now, even with this new mace that is definitely way better than all the other ones, my chances of failure are still massive, because Skeletron is really hard, and maces are still not particularly great damage types. But almost double damage for my last mace, and it's way faster and has more range. This is a pretty considerable upgrade. I try to take on the perforators next, and with my new mace, I actually still get mopped up. So, yeah, I guess I just have to lock in. Obviously, after dying to perforators, Skeletron will definitely go differently. I mean, I don't really get a whole lot from perforators, so really, I'm just, like, skipping ahead. But yeah, this boss is insanely tough. You can see he already shoots his Phase 2 skulls in Phase 1! What the heck? Ah! Things get even worse when he does his domain expansion and starts shooting, like, fireballs from the ground and then the shotgun blast of skulls. This is crazy work. And look, there's a whole sphere of, well, spheres, and he does this, it, like, accelerates. For some reason, every single mod wants to make Skeletron's attacks, like, accelerate the farther they get away. It's so stupid. By every mod, I literally just mean this in Fargo's. But yeah, it is clear I need to make my arena bigger, because TS is literally crazy. I do a bunch of stupid bullcrap, and then I expand my arena so I can keep fighting boss. This took so long, but isn't it just beautiful? Yeah, so I still kind of got destroyed. This fight is just so tough. Apparently, like, in the quote-unquote Infernum community, this is seen as a pretty difficult fight. Actually, what am I saying? No fight is seen as hard for those guys. They're like, oh yeah, I'm going to fight every boss with 10,000 times health for some reason. Those guys are crazy. Luckily, I do actually kind of lock in and sort of understand the fight as it goes on. This is literally just how you're supposed to play Infernum, though. You just have to learn the patterns. Like the Pixels movie. But yeah, I probably still should make my arena builder, because I keep taking stupid damage. But yeah, he cycles through these same few attacks, with, in my opinion, the hardest ones being this one you see right now, and the one where he waves his hand and the big wave of skulls go and they accelerate. After dying a lot of times, I eventually kind of get the fight down. I mean, I can consistently get him to around half HP, but no further than that. Luckily, I can even fill up my adrenometer in parts of the fight, so I'm literally locking in. Oh wait, that wasn't the winning one. Okay, here it comes. His hardest attack! With Skeletron defeated, not only do I get access to his, like, okay loot, but I also get to go to the Abyss, and I even get to go loot the dungeon. Oh, wait. And also, Solon is here. She's part of Wrath of the Gods, but nothing really happens until hard mode. Luckily, after beating Skeletron, I get access to the last modded mace of Pre-Hardmode, the Ball of Fugu, which is made with Abyss stuff, so that's where I gotta go now. Infernum reworks the Abyss, but for the early layers, it's pretty much the exact same. And I don't really need to do too much in the Abyss anyways. I should go grab some gravel and some other scary stuff. The Abyss music is actually some of the best in the entire mod, I'm not gonna lie. DM Dokuro, like, super duper cooked. I also have to fight this stupid acid rain to get some sulfur scales, but you know what? It's just whatever. And there we go, the Ball of Fugu. Now, as it says, it'll spew homing spikes, but these are pretty slow and kind of useless, so when I try it on Slime God, it doesn't really go that well. Luckily, I mean, I don't really need to fight Slime God for anything. Cetagel armor would be nice, but Molten does just fine. So I can really just kind of move on to the final boss of Pre-Hardmode, the Wall of Flesh. Here you go, Solon. You can camp out in the ice biome. So cozy. Solon really wants me to collect books for her to, like, I don't know what you want to do with those. Nobody ever wants to read. Ugh, fine, take these gross books away from me. What's next? Are you gonna collect job applications?
Into a job application!
Solon will actually give you a bunch of useless garbage if you give her books, and some of it's pretty good. Like, Starblast platforms are kind of cool, and I mean, there's some dyes, I guess, but a lot of it I can't use or is just like decoration, which is still fine. But the cinnamon rolls are broken, because she gives you like 4 billion zillion of them, and they are better than exquisitely stuffed, I'm pretty sure. Which is amazing. Look at how smart I am for figuring this out. I threw a book into the shimmer, and it turned into one of the unlockable ones that I needed. I'm so smart. One other cool thing Solon has at her house is this crazy telescope thing, which you can look around and like see the planets. This looks so cool. It honestly just reminds me of this Among Us task, though. That's the only thing I can think about. But one unfortunately super scary and really creepy thing in the sky is the Celestial Rift of Doom, which will definitely not do anything scary later in the game. I'll also start making a mob farm because I'm doing everything except fighting the boss, so I have to edit for frickin' longer. I can't believe I actually finished this mob farm. I do not remember doing this at all. Why was I just wasting time?
How can you defeat me?
I've grown stronger, King Slime, and I have the power of friendship.
No.
Now with my biggest op defeated, there's nothing holding me back from finding the Wall of Flesh and entering hard mode. Luckily for literally every person that's ever lived, I can actually make instant bridges, so I don't even have to build the stupid dumb bridges that go across the entire world. I can even buy the ingredients to the Terra Spark boots? Yeah. Now that I'm all ready, face me, Wall of Flesh, and die! This is weird. I didn't think I'd boost so fast. I was pretty sure that I would beat him first try. The ball of fugu is actually quite good for this fight because you need to take out the eyeballs first and you go for the mouth and stuff. And the eyeballs, well, because they move so slow, the ball of fugu can actually home in on them. But yeah, keep trying.
Yay!
Yep, we finally did it. Thank you for watching this video all the way through, and remember to like and subscribe and turn on notifications, because I'm probably going to stream sometime, but not right now because I'm going on vacation in a few days. Wait a second, a star has fallen from the heavens! Hey, thanks for watching all the way through this video. My plan for this series is to edit the next part being like hard mode to Moonlord, and then of course all the post Moonlord content and maybe other Wrath of God stuff in a video after that. And then I'm going to cut like this part out and I'm going to make it all one big video to upload because I want some views, baby. So yeah, but I don't know if this next episode is going to come out as my next video. I'm working on some other stuff which you could go vote in some polls what you want to see. But yeah, I've already actually finished this entire playthrough. But if you really want to see me play some gameplay live, I'm going to be streaming Fargo's Soul Mod Masochist Mode like right after this video is up, probably. And I'll speak more about my next schedule. But the week after that, I'm on vacation, so I'm not streaming at all. But yeah, thank you for watching.